Competitive COD League fans, how are we doing? My name is Franz and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another six-man prop here on the channel, guys, but it is a very special day because we are going to go for two full six-mans here. Two individual six-mans. You can mix and match it, do whatever you guys want to do. You can split it up into a bunch of two-mans. I don't really care what you do, but it's just going to be 12 full player props here, one for each or two from each team, as we do have a six-man slate tomorrow. Some really interesting matches. I think they're all going to be banger matchups. Really good lineups here. I think this is probably our number one team right now in LA and our number four team in New York, our number two team in Optic, our number three team in Atlanta, and then the two kind of bottom teams like 10 and 11, I would say, are these two players. So I think they're just really going to be good head to head. So it might be a bit easier to predict. I'm feeling really good about the props I have lined up here. I have been in the lab grinding this board as soon as it dropped. I'm sorry the video is getting out to you guys so late. I know it is getting out very late, but you know, the board dropped when it dropped and you got to do what you got to do. We did have a fantastic day of matches. It was a four match day. Those Saturdays are always the long ones, so it was a very long day of matches and it was really very interesting. Let's go into my entries here to see what we got cooking up here, see how we did. We went for this two-man here. If you did take this two-man, congrats. We did lock that one down, got scraps and draws to go through. And then here on the six-man play, just a couple things. I should have went with my gut here, guys. I did talk about in my last video about Priesta under was another good choice. And I should have gone with that one, but I did go the skies over, and it did not end up pulling through for us. And then Kremp kind of just sold there at 22. They played very well in the map. Kremp was popping off, and then he just like threw his life like three times in a row when I thought he could have gotten a kill. It was really annoying, and then they ended up closing the map 3-1. So unfortunately, Kremp couldn't get it there, but everything else hit. Bans hit, Standy hit. We went for that strategy of a lot more Moors, and they ended up hitting because I feel like a lot of these teams are starting to really figure out the maps, figure out their matchups, and they're starting to put up numbers very, very consistently. So you can bet on these guys like Envoy, Scrap. They're usually always hitting in these matchups. So love to see those going through. I did say this was my confident too, so I know a lot of people took that one as well. Congrats on that. Bans and Standy, I think a lot of people took as well. So hopefully you just avoided these. But if you did take the six-man, we only got a little bit of payout back, so we will take that. And if you took the two-man, we bumped it up back to 92. We ended with 100 last night. We end with 92 tonight. So we're around even there for the weekend. We'll take that, I guess. For now, let's go to our open entries here and start a new entry. Head on over to the board. We are playing some Call of Duty, guys, and we got to go pretty quick through all of these picks. I am a starting YouTuber, so I don't know how necessarily long my stuff has to be, but we're going to run through them here. I do have some stats to look at for a couple of these picks, but some of them are just going to be feelers, man. I'm really kind of feeling out these teams, feeling out what we're going to see here, and it's probably going to differentiate from what the stats see, because if you try to look at a stat from an LAG versus a Atlanta matchup per se, which recently happened, you're not going to really get the best stats because these two teams are going to match up a lot differently than a Atlanta versus this weaker LAG team. So starting off here, we're going to do the first six-man, and then we'll run through the second six-man, see how they both go. Let's run through them here. I have them all written down. Starting with the first six-man, the very first play we're going to go for is exceed on the under in map 2 kills. I'm still really not confident about this one. I might switch it up here. Honestly, maybe to an Arcides on the over in map 1 to 3 kills. I really feel like he's going to be playing well this split. He did have a very good showing up against Atlanta FaZe here, 28 in that opening hardpoint, only 8 in this control, so that's kind of rough there, but he did have a decent showing in the hard points, so that's why I just don't really want to trust Archie's to get over there on map 1 to 3 kills. So, I'm just kind of thinking this Exceed pick is a little bit more consistent. If we also go to this old LAG Florida matchup, actually the last time they matched up, you go to these S&Ds here, Exceed performing at 5 here, and then exceed at 6. So he's hitting the under both times there. And then I started looking, really started digging here. Here's another, great example. This is an LAG versus Vegas matchup. Exceed with 0, exceed with 5, hitting the under both times there. And I just kept digging, kept digging. We just keep going to any of these LAG performances, any of these S&D performances. You go to the S&Ds, exceed 3 here, exceed 4 here. So he's just hitting the under on this S&D line pretty much every single time. I guess he's just a weak S&D player for this team. And so we're going to go the under there in the exceed lineup there. That was just a lot of stats in a row that I just like, I can't not take this. I kind of like this line at 6.5. I know it is a bit low. That is kind of the lowest they put him to. But, for exceed, it seems to hit because the most he's usually getting is 6. So hopefully we hit that 6. Hopefully he hits under there. Joe Deceives, I know, is usually getting a lot more S&D kills. Maybe you take an assault on an over in S&D kills. I'm not going to do that. However, we're going to move on here. Next pick, we're going to go map 1 to 3 kills. We're going to go our boy Capsule. And I'm thinking, guys, here's the thought process here. This is one of those feelers is if anyone's going to pop off or if anyone's going to put up numbers in this like matchup here, I feel like it's going to be, people call it the blow it up bowl. If you watch the flank or with Zuma and eggs, they always call it the blow it up bowl. So yeah, this is kind of what that is. It's map 1 to 3 kills. I feel like it's every map is going to be very, very close. Like the hard point is going to go the distance, mainly because both of these teams are just weak in the game mode. So the head to head is a lot easier, or just she'll go the distance. I just think all the maps are going to go to the distance. And if anybody's going to be putting up consistent numbers, it has been this guy Capsule for them recently. So we are going to go big cap here on the more in map 1 to 3 kills. And you're just going to see a lot of mores from me here on out. Probably try to avoid a lot of these less, but if I do notice one like this exceed pick, we're going to go the under there. Moving on from there, guys, we do have a banger of a matchup with Atlanta FaZe and Optic Texas. I'm really excited for this one. I'm super pumped to dive into this pick. I think we're going to go map 4 Shotzzy here on the more. I think I've talked about this in a past video, is Shotzzy is just a very strong player when he gets into the latter part of the series. He sometimes has that slower map 1. That's why we're not going to take map 1 to 3 kills for one of the Optic players, because, sometimes randomly we just have, I say we because I'm just a huge Optic fan, but however, sometimes the boys just have like a very weak map 1, just an SMG is not going to pop off. Hook, I know, had a very rough S&D performance, so it's just some random things can happen in their last, in their last game against Vegas, obviously. So we're going to go Shotzzy here on the map 4 kills. They're going up against a strong Atlanta FaZe team, and if anybody's going to pop off, it's going to be our homeboy Shotzzy. I believe we usually give up the veto on the map 1, and that's going to be our opponent's pick, and then we usually get the map 4 pick on our hard point, and so I do believe that will be a great pick for Shotzzy to perform on that map. I do expect him to hit the over here on map 4 kills. And, potentially we go down 2-1, and then this is to push it to a game 5, which the boys always love doing, always like icing up there. So we're going to go Shotzzy, map 4 kills. That's my prediction there on that one. Moving on, guys, we're going to stray away from that slasher pick. I was getting heated in the comments about the slasher pick because we have been running it a lot, and it just hasn't hit in the past couple times. He has been, ramping up his play in the past couple matches. So we're not going to go for the slasher pick. I am going to switch it up here, and the pick we are going to actually go for is map 1 to 3 kills, and we're going to take our homeboy Abizi, pretty much leading the charge for MVP of the season. The guy's he's just insane. Abizi is insane, and so we're going to go map 1 to 3 kills on the more. I do expect him to come out here and perform against Optic Texas. Atlanta to go up at least 2-1 here in those first 3 maps, and then Optic will come back in that 4th map. Obviously, that's why we're going Shotzzy map 4. So Abizi map 1 to 3 kills on the more. He's going to be popping off, playing well both in those control and hardpoint game modes, and obviously everyone knows how good he is at that S&D game mode respectively. So we're going to take Abizi there. Easy peasy there. And then, guys, we're going to go straight back to it. What my gut was telling me, yesterday. We're going to go straight back to it. It's Priesta on the under, map 1 kills. I just don't think he's playing up to the standards that New York needs right now, and I think he's just going to have another slow map 1 here. You could also look at map 1 to 3 kills for this. Let me see that line real quick. Yeah, it is at 48.5, so you could look at that. I'm just going to stick with map 1 kills for Priesta on the under. You maybe look at Hydra here. I do think I have Hydra in our next 6-man, so stay tuned. But yes, so we're going to Priesta here on the under, map 1 kills, and then we're going to pair this, I believe, with the map 3 kills. And I just really like this Draza line at 22.5. He hit 26 against Toronto in their matchup recently, and they did lose that 3-1. I do expect LA to beat New York in this upcoming control, and Draza has just been great in pretty much every single game mode, and I'm just going to really bank on this guy to be performing against this team here coming up. So you could even look at a Draza map 1 to 3 kills. I think I'm going to run a Draza pick in the second 2-man. I think it's an S&D pick as well. You could also look at an Envoy pick here. He's been playing insane as of recently. Map 1 to 3 kills looks great for Envoy as well. So definitely look at that one if you want to just mix them up here. But this is going to be the first 6-man here. I believe that's all 6. Exceed map 2 kills. Capsule map 1 to 3 kills. Shotzi map 4 kills. And again, guys, these are just a lot of feelers. I know we do have stats for some of them. I have showed a lot of stats in the past for a lot of these guys. But mainly it's just a lot of feelers. What I'm feeling for tomorrow and just kind of what the brain has been thinking. As I did watch a full day of COD while I was in and out of doing things, I try to see as much of the matches as I could, and definitely I'm definitely giving my dead set predictions here. What I definitely think is gonna happen, and this is gonna be our first 6-man going through. Again, guys, you can split this up into 2-mans, 3-mans, 4-mans, whatever you want to do. Just make sure to bet responsibly. Don't blow all the cash that you have. I'm gonna pop a cheeky 40 on this one, make it to 1,000. If we hit, place that entry here, and we're gonna jump into the second 6-man right away, guys. I hope this actually goes. Okay, we're chilling. It's like, why isn't it going through? So we got that 6-man in. Here it is real quick. Exceed under map 2 kills. Capsule over, Shotzi over, Abizi over, Priesta under, making sure I've got everything right, and then Draza over on the map 3 kills. So everything is good there. Let's move into the second 2-man, folks. I'm thinking Joe Deceives. Joe Deceives on the over in map 1 to 3 kills. And again, guys, this is the other player that I think is going to have a very solid performance as of late. He has been playing very decent. He was pretty much the only guy putting up numbers. He's only at 39, but if you look at in this opening hardpoint, he does have 21, leading the SMG charge, but there really isn't much to go on against an Atlanta FaZe team. If you go back here against when they did play at Florida and LAG, Joe Deceives with 35 in an opening hardpoint. Obviously, you have Capsule with 21, but with Havoc being gone and Capsule kind of stepping into that main Slayer role, and then Vickle kind of being that dirty work Slayer, that's kind of why I think I also took Capsule in that other pick. But yeah, you also see Joe Deceives here, 10 in the S&D, 22 in the control, so he is hitting an way over that 50.5 mark. You also have an LAG, pick over here. Joe Deceives 23, leading the SMG charge again, leading the SMG charge in the control. It's just been mainly Joe Deceives. If anybody's going to perform, it's going to be Joe Deceives for them. So I'm going to go over map 1 to 3 kills. I do believe this head-to-head of Joe and Capsule is going to be the main, focus for this matchup, because these two are the main SMG Slayers for this team, and we all know what the Vazgenev can do on the map. So Joe Deceives over map 1 to 3 kills. Moving on from there, go Fellow here on the map 2 kills on the over. This is more of a feeler pick. I know he has, underperformed in some S&Ds as I have been looking over the stats, but there have been some S&Ds in these lower tier matchups that he does play very, very well on, and I do expect that to come through here against a weaker LAG team. Fellow usually maybe pulls out a sniper, maybe is that island AR player and picks up some very solid first bloods. I do expect Fellow to perform here against an LAG team. This S&D probably will go the distance, and we're going to take Fellow here. I'm not really going to bank on Brack as he does drop like a lot of 3 and 0 bombs I have been seeing. And then Capsule you could take, maybe Vickle. Vickle has been playing well in those S&Ds. We're going to take Velo as that main AR for them to, pop off in the S&D here. He is kind of the S&D mind for the team as well, so that is the reasoning behind that. And again, guys, this second 6-man is my less confident plays. The first 6-man I'm feeling a lot better on, but, both of these 6-mans could hit. You never know which one could hit, and keep in mind, guys, at the end of the video, I will show all the 6-mans so you can, mix and match what you want to do. Next up here, guys, we're going to go Ghosty here. Ghosty on the map, 1 kills. We're going to take him on the under here. This is probably one of our only other under picks. It is Ghosty on the map, 1 kills. And the reason being is Ghosty kind of just is the, the dirty work player for this Optic team. He's usually sitting in heal. He's usually sitting in hill. You can kind of see here against this Vegas team, he's putting up 18. And the second hard point, he's putting up 15. So he's just kind of the dirty work player, sitting back, not, putting up the huge numbers like Dashy, Hook, and Shotziar. All those players are capable of putting up giant Slayer numbers. And Ghosty really doesn't need to do that for this team. He just needs to play hill, play the hard point, and, play his life most of the time. So good positioning from Ghosty is all you need. And that's why we're going to go the under at map 1 kills. I like this line at 20.5 for him. We will take that. Moving on from here, I'm thinking, guys, since we have been straying away from the slasher pick, you honestly could try to run it here. You honestly could try to run it here. His line is at 47.5, which is very solid for him. I am going to stray away from that. I'm going to go for the Celium pick here at more map 1 to 3 kills. He's just a very consistent AR for this team. Celium always putting up numbers. He usually just always has like 20, 21, 22 in most of his maps. Let's go to the map here. He's putting up a solid 48 against LAG. Obviously, the maps are going to be a lot closer against an Optic Texas. And if he has that solid 48, it's obviously going to get over that 50 mark against a better Optic Texas team. You're not going to see a 3-0, and you're not going to see a low hardpoint numbers. Hopefully, the S&D is a lot closer as well. So, Celium 22 here, Celium 20 here, but he is, leading his team, or at least leading the AR department most of the time. I know Slasher did have a good map 1 here, but take that with a grain of salt. We are going to go Celium. You could look at Slasher at map 1 to 3 kills, but, Slasher could get mopped up against the Optic Texas team. You never know. That's why we're going to stick with Celium here on the more map 1 to 3 kills. Moving on, guys, the final matchup of the day. It's another banger. The number 1 team versus, in my opinion, the number 4 team in New York. We got LA Thieves, and I love this pick of Envoy at map 1 to 3 kills on the more. You could look at that. However, that's not the one we're going to take. Definitely think about that Envoy one, though. I might run that as a 2-man. But the one we are going to take is we're going to bank on this Homeboy Jiraza map 2 kills. We're going to take the more. That guy has been playing insane in S&D. He has been the catalyst for them in this game mode. He's been in the lab running S&D 8s. Everyone's out there partying and on the Twitter. Draza's in the lab grinding out those S&D 8s. So I do expect him to put up numbers in this map 2 kills. You could also maybe try to take a map 5. I don't think it will go there. I think LA Thieves is going to close this out in 4. But maybe you look at map 5 kills for Draza as well. I'm going to take map 2 kills on the more. And then finishing off it, homies, we're going to take Hydra here, guys. And you know what it is, Hydra map 1 to 3 kills. 54.5, we're going to go on the more as well on that one. I just think this is going to be a banger matchup. I think it's going to be a very close control, a very close hard point, and that's going to cause Hydra to get a lot of kills. Sometimes he has slower starts to maps, but you can always count on Hydra at some point turning on the pedal, turning on the gas pedal, and popping off. This guy just, at random times he'll just put up a 3-piece and that'll get him going, and That's all you need from Hydra. So I do expect him to hit the over map 1 to 3 kills. That feels like a solid pick for us. And that will be, I guess Ghosty is the only under here on this pick. So love to see that. We're going to drop a cheeky 40 on this one as well. Just 240 bombs on both of the picks. You know, you never know what's going to hit. Place that entry as we are moving through these picks. My entries here, and we're going to go through this second one. We have Joe Deceives on the Moor, map 1 to 3 kills. Fellow on the Moor, map 2 kills. Ghosty on the under, map 1 kills. Celium on the Moor, map 1 to 3 kills. Jiraza on the over, map 2 kills. And then Hydra on the over, map 1 to 3 kills. And then the next one is Exceed, under map 2 kills. Capsule, over map 1 to 3 kills. Shotzi, we're going to go the over on map 4 kills. Abizi, we're going to go the over on map 1 to 3 kills. Priesta on the under and map 1 kills. And then Jiraza on the over in map 3 kills. That is the first 6-man. Here's the second 6-man. That's a mouthful, oh my goodness. But yeah, we're going to run double 6-mans tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. I know it was all over the place. My mind is all over the place. But yeah, we got them out tonight. It was a lot of grinding. Finally grinded these out. I do think hopefully one will hit, or make sure to mix these up. Make sure to throw a lot of 2-mans, 3-mans with the, you could run 4 different 3-mans with all of these 12 players. You know, you never know what you can do with these picks. You never know what's going to hit, but make sure to split it up, guys. I just run these 6-mans blind map sets because I love the challenge. I love trying to hit this full 6-man. It's kind of what I'm, you know, building this YouTube on. I know we're going to be throwing up a lot of picks very soon, so stay tuned on the Discord, YouTube, Twitch. Make sure to support all the socials, but especially on that Discord, we're going to be pumping out the picks once we get settled in the new place. You know, working things out here. I hope we get approved probably this week. Probably won't anything happen over the weekend, unfortunately, but yeah, enjoying the Call of Duty. Really love that the league is back. We got some banger matches tomorrow. I'm really excited to get into those. Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. If you did, I know it was all over the place, but I really appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys enjoyed the double 6-mans, and make sure to split it up. Make sure to split it up if you want it. You don't have to run the full 6-man, guys, so make sure to split it up if you want to do that. I know it's coming out late. This video is coming out late, but thank you so much for all the support, and like if you're tailing. I will see you guys on the next prop video. Peace.